All right, we have Kade Warner up next. So we'll just questions for Kade. Looks like there's no one in the queue yet. All right, Andrew Ward, go ahead.
Hey, Kate. This has now been after Northwestern. It was 10 losses by a score or less in the Scott Frost era. Just what's the mindset of this team right now, and how does that affect the confidence of this team?
Yeah, and as you said, it's the 10th one. So I get this question a lot, and all I can say is that I trust the guys on this team, and I love the guys on this team, and we've worked so hard, and we've been training for so long that I trust us to be able to overcome this adversity. We haven't gotten over that hump yet. I believe it's going to happen. You have to believe it's going to happen for it to happen, and I think we have the guys. But we just got to keep working. Frost says you get what you earn, so we got to go in practice this week and earn it, and every week we got to earn it. I think that's the motive going forward.
Next is Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Cade. We saw Marcus Fleming sort of get his most extensive action so far, Xavier Betts for the first time. What did you make of the way each of those guys played, and what have you seen from them, I guess, in recent weeks that has helped them get to the point where the staff trusts them to be on the field during games?
Yeah, no, Marcus played great. It was really cool to see Marcus, Lante, Xavier, Omar, all of them get out there in the field and get some PT and make some plays. And it's been a long time coming for those guys. And I trust each and every one of them. And it was finally cool to see them get out there and make plays. In the weeks coming forward, they've been preparing and getting ready because they know their chance is going to come. And so their chance was coming this week, and so they all got with me different times just to ask questions, go over plays, make sure they have it all down. Even from the day before the game, they were asking me questions just to make sure they had it all down, they had it all right, but they just wanted to double check. And so that attitude toward being perfect, I think, helped them all, and I think they all want to be great. And it's going to be awesome having them in our room, being able to get some PT going forward.
And just as a quick follow-up, I think, when Marcus was being recruited, speed was really sort of the first thing that came up in conversation with him. How would you describe him, I guess, at this early stage of his career as a player? What type of receiver is he?
Yeah, he's explosive. All those guys are. With the speed they have and that acceleration, it's really cool to see. I'm obviously a little envious of all those guys and the physical talents they have. But, no, they've been great. It's been a long time coming for them, as I said, this summer. Seeing them progress has been a great learning curve for all of them. And I'm excited for all of them moving forward. And I think they're all going to help us.
Next is Sam McEwen.
Okay, if there are two or three things you'd like to see Nebraska's offense, your offense, get better at right now, what would those two or three things be this week?
Yeah, I think the one thing that comes first to mind is no mistakes. We made too many mistakes that killed drives, too many self-inflicted penalties and negative plays that we've had this season and that we had last game, and it really showed. Too many false starts, too many holdings, and that's on all of us. That's not just on the line, the quarterbacks, wideouts. We got to get better as a team at that going forward, and I think that also red zone, we have to be more efficient. When we get that close in scoring drives, either in the fringe red zone or up close, we got to finish those drives. We got to get points. We got to score more points. And so we're going to work on that going forward. We already talked about it in our meeting, so I think we're going to have some new plays and some new periods in practice just to work on those things and get better at that.
Passing in the red zone was a struggle last year too. When you think about what you guys struggled with last year and what you've continued to struggle with in the first two games, what needs to change about the red zone and especially the passing game in the red zone?
Yeah, I think in the red zone, passing game comes a little different because defenses play different things. The coverages aren't the same. Blitz are usually coming. So I think that anticipation is a big thing for all of us in the red zone because everything happens so much faster and the windows are smaller. So I think that anticipation, I talk to the quarterbacks a lot about it, is key in getting the ball out quick and getting into our hands and us anticipating the ball coming. And it's something we're going to work on going forward. And I'll make sure with the quarterbacks that we're ready going forward in the red zone to be better at passing because we can't be one-dimensional moving forward.
Next, Mitch Sherman.
Hey, Cade, you talked about belief and believing it's going to happen. When you look around the offense right now, what do you think about guys and how much they're believing in the ability to get it done.
Yeah. We'll start off with the wideouts as I usually do. Those are my guys. I think that Lubick, Wandale, and I, and a couple of the older guys have done a really good job building a culture in there that believes. Because if you don't have belief, you really don't have anything else. So I think that believing is the first key. Believing that you can be successful. Believing that you can make those plays. Believing that we're going to win these close games. And I think that belief starts for me in my room. And I think that we've worked hard over this summer, over this quarantine season, to start building that belief. And I think you see those young guys step in there and they make plays. We have some older guys get some PT for the first time, and they're making plays. So I think it starts from top to bottom in our room that everyone believes in, and then expand that to the whole team. I've talked to the leaders of every position group, and I think that moving forward, that if you don't have belief, you can't have anything else. And the fact that we've worked so hard to get to the point we're at, that you have to believe that the next step is coming. Or else you can't work any harder. So I think that we'll keep working, we'll keep moving forward, and we'll get over that hump, and we believe that we will.
What's your belief right now in the quarterbacks to get it done?
Oh, yeah, unwavering belief in both of them. I think Adrian, moving forward, will work on the things he needs to work on. He's one of the hardest workers on the team, and I think he'll correct the mistakes. And then Luke is always ready. Luke, he's ecstatic, he's electric, he knows what he's doing, he can make plays on the field. So I have unwavering faith in both of them going forward, and I love both those guys, and I'm blessed to have both of them as my quarterbacks.
Next is Brian Christopherson.
Hey, Kate, I know you've taken those young wide receivers under your wing. Have you seen them understanding the little things that maybe have kept them from not playing as much or keeping them off the field? Do they seem to understand what it's going to take to contribute more?
Yeah, they know that they have all the physical attributes to play. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to block, and you got to know your assignment. And they know those are the two things that all those young guys have to work on moving forward, because we said no block, no rock. So they know that they have to get better blocking, and they have got better blocking from when they started. And then knowing your assignment. If you don't know your assignment, you can't build that trust with the quarterback. You can't have your timing. So now the fact that they all know their assignments and they're all willing to block and willing to put their bodies on the line for the rest of this team, I think it's a great stepping stone. And I think they all know they still have to work on it. But where they're at right now is a great spot.
Steve Sipple.
Hey, Kate, it was a little rough day for Adrian. What did you see from him today? And did you have any conversation with Adrian in the days since that game?
Yeah, I talked to him during the game a little bit, at the end of the game. And then last night he actually come over and we just talked about the game, kind of put it away, put it in the past behind us. But no, I talked to him. He knows that he didn't play his best. He knows that there's some mistakes he made that he wished he could have back, but he also knows that no one will work harder to fix those mistakes than him. And he also knows that he can make all those plays that he missed in the game. So his confidence is unwavering. He's ready moving forward. But yeah, I always try to stay in his ear and know that I'm someone he can talk to, that I still trust him, that he's still my quarterback, and I believe that he'll get it turned around.
Excellent. Thank you.
Kevin Suits.
Hi, Kate. You guys have been practicing inside Memorial Stadium, but for the family members that are going to attend the game at home on Saturday and some of the media members that are going to be allowed to go, what can we expect to see? I know it's much different inside there, and what do you expect the vibe to be like when you guys kick off?
Yeah, the vibe's already different. I mean, you got cardboard cutouts in the stands, and we got a tunnel walk with a bunch of picture frames. So yeah, the vibe's already different, but I think that you'll see the energy still there, even with just the limited family members that we'll have. My parents are coming, so I know they'll be screaming their hardest, and I know a lot of guys are going to use all their tickets to try to fill up that stand as much as we can. But the vibe's definitely going to be different, but we've already gone through 2 games with no fans, so we're used to it now. So it's going to be a nice change to have somebody cheering for us and in the stands with a little bit more energy, but we're ready for it.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Cade. We might have one more.